Dumebi Kachikwu says one of the biggest security problems in Nigeria is President Muhammadu Buhari's body language. The African Democratic Congress presidential candidate, who said this during a State of the Nation dialogue organized by the Nigerian Bar Association on Monday, January 30th, 2023, added that Buhari's body language suggests that these invaders are welcome and nobody can do anything about it. Kachikwu pinpointed on the economic challenges while explaining that the Nigerian military is underfunded. He said,
"What will I do in the short term? Our defense, our military are under personnel right now. We have theaters of operation in the northeast, in the northwest, in the southeast, south, and some parts of the southwest. We need to bring on board more men and women. Those who fail to plan to fail. When the war started in the northeast, they believed that it will go away in 6 months, in 1 year. So they didn't plan long term. So in the short term, we need to bring on board at least 2 million men and women into the military. But we understand that 3 months to get someone to be a soldier, 7 to 8 months to get him to understand the use of conventional weapons, 3 years to get him battle ready. But we have men and women drawn from the police and civil defense who we can bring to complement the war effort. So I will draw 200,000 men and women from the police and civil defense to complement the war effort in the short term. We also understand that President Buhari inherited a 100 billion naira annual budget for internal security from President Jonathan. He has not been able to implement 50% of this budget as president in a time where the naira has devalued, in a time where we have foreign exchange crisis, in a time where the price of diesel has gone towards 800 naira per litre of diesel. How does this affect us? Let me give you a recent example of what happened with the Kaduna train bombing. Because our military, they are underfunded. Most people think they are overfunded. If they have to do 4 or 5 sorties a day because they don't have enough money to fund aviation fuel or diesel, they reduce to 1 or 2. So the Kaduna train bombing, the terrorists know that the planes will fly every 8 hours. So they know they have 8 hours to operate. They go in there, they strike. So when you hear that these people go in convoys of about 100 vehicles, motorcycles, carry people, nobody sees them, it's because we don't have enough men, women, and operational equipment out there to tackle these people. Something else that goes on, we have this archaic structure where the generals in the field send a memo for funds or armament. They send to a minister of defense like the British have. The minister of defense keeps it for 3 months, passes on to the president. Our president is actually good, he responds very fast. But what you will find is that if they request for 1,000 naira, they get 200 naira. Does this mean that the general in the field does not know what he really needs? So our military, they are underfunded. We need to fund our military properly. And we need to start equipping them with modern technology. Someone here mentioned radar earlier on. If you go to the state of Israel or the nation of Israel, boundary by enemies, ask yourself, how do they protect their citizens? Technology. We need drones with huge payloads that can stay up in the air 5 to 10 hours. But what happens is that because there's a commercial component to our war, defense contractors who are elongating the war because of the money they are getting. When we order drones for say $10 million, they will bring in drones that photographers use. They'll stay up there 30 minutes. We'll need to look at that. We also need to look at, when we talk about judiciary and reforms. We cannot continue to have a situation where you want to appoint a service chief and you appoint him on the basis of tribe, religion, tongue. This has to stop.